This is the Randi Rhodes Show on 960 KNEW and online at 960KNEW.com.
Hey there, Republicans. It's us, your old friends at Republican Rehab, and we are very alarmed. It's painfully obvious that you're facing a shutdown, and I don't mean the shutdown that you want to cause. No, I'm talking about a total shutdown of the rational, cognitive portions of your brain. The people around you can see what's happening. Even your rivals are frightened for you.
At this point, I think Speaker Boehner has lost all touch with reality.
And let's be clear, once this shutdown starts, there are repercussions that cause a chain reaction. You could cause lasting damage, and people are getting very concerned.
They are just running over the cliff. They're like lemmings. They cannot stop themselves.
No, you can't stop yourselves, but you can stop with help. This shutdown is easy to avoid. You just need to accept reality. Come to grips with the way things really are, and the brain will stop this frantic activity that's driving it toward a complete collapse. You need to ask yourself one thing.
At what point do you have to acknowledge in politics that you have lost?
Yes, dealing with loss can be hard, but the frantic effort involved in continuing denial is even more traumatic. So are you ready to avoid this shutdown?
We're going to continue to do everything we can to repeal the president's failed health care law.
Well, time is running out. We're Republican Rehab. Please give us a call while you're still responsive.
While you're still responsive. Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody in the Republican Tea Party caucus could pass a background check if we included mental health in that background check, because these people are deranged. They've lost their grip on reality. They have no clue that Obamacare, let me just tell it to you this way. Obamacare has been the law in this country for 3.5 years. It has? Yeah. And number two, it's funded. Did you know that? The last time they held us hostage, we got the funding for Obamacare, and it was actually funded in the original passage of the original American Health Care Act. It was actually in the ACA. So everything that they're saying about let's defund Obamacare and let's bring us over is deranged. Because it's already funded. Billions of dollars have already been appropriated for the exchanges. How do you think they're spending money on getting people to go out there and help people enroll? Where do you think the money came from? It came from the original passage of the original Health Care Act that was passed 3.5 years ago. So all this is some... And what's really creepy is the Tea Party caucus that has taken over, because of the money. I mean, this has nothing to do with, the kind of governing that we used to experience, where there was some money and some fundraisers and, you'd have lobbyists on both sides. One would sell you on the merits of, unfettered access to guns, and another one would come in with health care numbers and say, this is why you don't. One would say cigarettes don't cause cancer, and another lobbyist would come in and say, I've got, 18 studies that say that they're covering up and it does cause cancer and it adds to the deficit because we have to take care of the people with cancer. Whatever. But that's not what's going on here. What's going on here is that 200 people with an enormous amount of money are threatening to primary anybody who's not wackadoodle enough, who's not crazy enough to meet the standards of the Koch brothers, to meet the standards of the Heritage Foundation's lobbying arm. I mean, you got guys like Pete Sessions from Texas, who is a staunch conservative. He's got a 97% lifetime rating from the American Conservative Union, a 100% rating from the National Right to Life. He's got an A+ rating from the NRA, and they're threatening to primary him unless he tanks Obamacare and takes us over the fiscal cliff. And you know why? Because some people will make money if the United States goes bankrupt. Not a lot of people, no one that does any kind of real business, but people who want to deal with dictators, people who don't want any regulation because their business is one that causes, problems for groundwater or cancer or oil spills or sets people's water on fire, whatever. People who have no interest in being regulated are willing to spend awesome sums of money, primarying people who are staunch conservatives simply because they will not threaten to undo the entire full faith and credit of the United States, which is what some people's business plan includes.